So I'm here today with Mark Hearn, and he is with the company Irdeto. And Mark, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and what role you play with the company?
Sure, sounds good. So we'll start maybe with an introduction to Irdeto. So we're a security company that's been around for about 50 years. We've started out in the pay media industry, all with the goal of helping our customers enable their business as they deploy assets out into the ecosystem in the market, where they may not necessarily trust the environment that those devices are getting into, or even their customers. This puts an interesting aspect to it where how do you make sure that that device is doing what it's supposed to do and still deliver the business value that you want. In the case of my role, it's about us identifying new markets and new opportunities for us to grow into. I'm part of the strategic marketing team. And so with that, we look at the types of technologies that we've developed in pay media, gaming, consumer goods, and now we start to see industrial IoT bringing similar problems to things like the energy sector, automotive, manufacturing, and maybe even healthcare. And so what we're doing is looking to grow into these markets and help provide benefit to the companies that want to deliver new technologies and new services securely and safely for their customers and their own employees.
Great. And how about what kind of new things have you got going on as far as, products and what kind of applications you want to work on?
For sure. So one of the interesting elements of coming into a new market is sometimes we engage from more that innovation side of things. The rise of digital twins has been one that we've certainly been attracted to, both from the perspective of protecting the intellectual property that's going into the digital twins, but also ensuring that the data that's being managed is managed securely and can be trusted. What we don't want to have happen is a new digital twin deployment becoming a risk to the real physical system. Start to add on top of that artificial intelligence and machine learning technologies that are combining what we know from the physics model with the cyber world, and we can start to get a sense of, is the sensor data coming in, say, to a wind turbine, to be trusted or not, as an example.
I can feel that pain. And I'm from Houston, and the website is Houston Energy Industry News. So in Houston, energy is important. And what kind of target problems do you have in mind, applications and solutions for the energy industry?
So one of the things that we're building up is trying to promote the concept of trust, particularly between different technologies and devices. If we can actually ensure that the overall ecosystem maintains the trust model that we've had in the past with things like the Purdue model and so on, how can we still get the increased connectivity and still maintain trust? We'll get the efficiency that we want out of these types of devices. We'll be able to get more benefit out of the innovation, and we'll still be able to ensure the safety of all of our products and services.
That sounds great. And one of my pet topics is digital twin. And I know from last year, your speaker noted that you guys specialize not in the twin itself, but in protecting the twin.
That's right. So from our perspective, we want to ensure that any software or device that's existing in a network can be trusted. And when you think about a digital twin as just being a software instantiation or a data model instantiation of the physical world, how can you make sure that you trust that? So we've been working with a number of different vendors about ensuring that any software that is touching critical data in a digital twin environment still has the same level of security protections as if it was deployed into a hardware-protected physical model that we've known for many, many decades.
That's true, isn't it? And if you can steal the twin, you've basically eaten that company's lunch. You got everything they've ever owned.
Well, you now take a complete blueprint of an ecosystem, and it's just a complete map for a hacker to be able to say, how can I do the most damage possible? And that may be them using the blueprint, it may be them using the twin as a conduit, and it may be them just going to the twin because it's easier access to get the data itself.
Oh boy. Mark, that's been great. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Richard.
Alrighty, mate.